my goodness.
Hello!
Oh my God! Woo!
Oh my gosh, welcome. Are we hugging?
Yes, we're hugging.
Oh, awesome.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Wonderful.
Hi, Walter.
Let's get Walter in here.
Hi, Walter. Oh my God. Wonderful. Great to see you. You know what? We want to hold on for dear life now. Oh my gosh. Wonderful. Great.
Very cool.
It's so great to be here.
We're so honored that you were here today.
Oh gosh. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Well, why don't you
Excellent.
come on into our studio?
Okay, let's do it.
Oh my goodness, this is so incredible. It is not every day that you have an internationally renowned mezzo-soprano sitting in your living room, Desiree. What the heck? This is amazing.
It's so exciting. We're so happy to have you, Marianne.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's two friends. And
Absolutely.
it's really very, very kind of you to do this. And I feel really honored to be able to do it.
Oh,
Really.
Such a blessing. But I would like to try to read your bio today. So let me see.
Oh, wait.
Today.
Maybe that'll help.
Oh, thank you. Women of a certain age
Good
sometimes need a little assistance. Oh,
It
thank
helps.
you. Look at
Oh,
that.
see?
Hey, all right. So today we'll be chatting with the great diva herself, Marianne Cornetti, and her cheaters. Thank you. Marianne Cornetti is internationally recognized as one of the leading Verdi mezzo-sopranos of her generation. So very true. She has appeared as Amneris in Aida, Azucena in Il Trovatore, Lady Macbeth in Macbeth, and Princess Eboli in Don Carlos at prestigious opera houses across the world, garnering rave reviews and winning the hearts of audiences globally. Highlights of Cornetti's recent engagements include her debut as Princess Eboli in Verdi's Don Carlo in Tokyo, as well as acclaimed performances in Parma, Bilbao, Rome, Vienna, and London. Un ballo in maschera at the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden. Her debut as Dame Quickly in Falstaff in the Palacio de la Opera in La Coruña, Spain. Oh my gosh, this is so much amazing things, Marianne. And Marianne, now you are the artistic director for the Pittsburgh Festival Opera and also on the voice faculty at Carnegie Mellon University. I return these to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, before I can answer.
Yes.
I can answer now.
Ah!
Yeah, it's 32 years of singing and still singing, might I add that, you can't imagine when you start out and you have this dream and then to go on and then run a company. My dreams have come true in my career. They really, really have. But there are more. Believe me, there are more out there. And I think especially for young up and coming singers, you have to keep that dream in front of you. You have to keep that going, and you can't ever let go of it. And I never did. I never did.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, where are you from and how did you get started?
Well, I grew up north of Pittsburgh here in a little town called Cabot, Pennsylvania, really near Saxonburg. The bigger city was Butler, or is Butler, Pennsylvania. And, I was very fortunate to have a long, long lineage of musicians in my family. Never trained. It goes clear back to my great-great-grandmother on my mom's side. And she sang, but it was my great-grandmother that had a mezzo-soprano voice.
Really?
And she really did sing. Then it comes down to my grandmother. My grandmother could rock a piano like you can't imagine. She played all by ear. She could read music, but she played everything by ear, and they were all Irish. And so my grandmother played in church for 60-some years. And then, of course, it moved then down through my mom. And my mother could play by ear. She could read music. She played in church. There was music constantly in our family. And I remember my mother saying, when I was 4, she was so proud that I could sing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, all the words. And she just thought, that's funny that she could get the words. But in the 6th grade, there was a teacher, Debbie Packler was her name. she asked me to sing a solo in the spring concert. And I said, me? She said, yeah, I would love for you to give it a try. So I sang, I'd like to teach the world to sing
I love
in
that
perfect
song.
harmony. And from there, that teacher called the high school, Knock High School, and she called Evelyn Callender, who was the chorus teacher at Knock. She said, Evie, there's something about this young girl. You have to pay attention. And she did. And when I auditioned, she then immediately put me in the choir, and I had some solos. And then she guided me to my first voice teacher, Diana Walters, in the 8th grade when I was 14. And then it just started to blossom. But, might I add, it just wasn't a direct line, girls. It wasn't. That's not the way careers are really built. There was a lot of backwards and forwards and all of that kind of stuff. But all of that kind of stuff happened for reasons. I truly believe that.
Was there a moment where you had a big break, as it were, finally?
There really was. I think when you talk about a career, there are stages to careers. You know, there wasn't one break that then again put me into the stars, but it got me to another level. And the first break was when I auditioned for the Met. That was in 1992. And I auditioned for the Met, and I got in as a planned artist.
Wow.
And I had just come out of Pittsburgh, the resident young artist program with Pittsburgh Opera, which was the Opera Center at Duquesne back then.
I do remember.
Yes. And Tito was, of course, my mentor, Tito Capobianco. But it was it was that moment that people started to look around and say, oh, wow, now Marianne's at the Met. And I was there as a planned artist, as like a house singer for 8 years. But it was then, in 1995, I had an audition with Atlanta Opera. And it was for Fenena in Nabucco. And so I auditioned. And at that point, I was doing all the small roles. That's what everybody thought I was going to be a compromario singer. And so when I auditioned for this, my manager called back and he said, Marianne, oh my gosh, they've taken you for Fenena. Now, Fenena is a medium-sized role, I would say, from Nabucco. So I was thrilled with that news. And he called back then 3 weeks later and said, well, here's the good news, here's the bad news. The bad news is they want to postpone Fenena for 2 more years, but next year they want you to sing Azucena.
Well, hey.
I said, Inez? No, Azucena. I said, from Trovatore? He said, Trovatore. And that moment is when it launched me into that repertoire. And then I went on from there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really a moment that set me into another repertoire. And then from there, I had gotten different managers, and there are many moments throughout my career that were really, there was never really one moment that was like the break. As I said, there are moments that develop throughout someone's career, and I think that's the way careers goes. And as someone starting out as a compromario, a lot of times now people put you in boxes.
That's right.
And everybody thought, oh, Marianne's going to be a compromario singer, and that's it. But in reality, as a young singer, especially as a mezzo, you need the time to grow, and you need the time to mature with your voice, right? And that actually, the way my career has really played out is the way it should. You start small, and it starts to build, and that's the way it should. That's the way young careers happen. Should happen anyway. Yeah.
I have a question for you from Kip Soteris. This is
Oh.
yes. So I'm sharing this with you. Actually, I think it's an interesting question. So
Yes.
he says, if you were chatting with someone who is a newcomer to opera,
Right.
somebody who doesn't know anything about opera,
Mhm.
what would you tell them to make them like opera, or what they should be aware of?
Well, that's an excellent question, Kip.
Mhm.
That's an excellent,
Yeah.
that really is an excellent question. Do you know, for a long time, there's been a stigma sort of around opera that people are afraid of it. Because why? The language, right?
Mhm.
One of the biggest reasons is, well, I don't understand what they're saying. Well, we don't have that excuse anymore, do we?
No, sir.
We do not. We have the optrans above the proscenium. We have it on the chairs. We have it in Asia, you know, because they have to do it on the sides. Everybody can understand opera. I think if you take the person to the right opera, say something like La Bohème or Il Barbiere di Sevilla, the Barber of Seville for the first time, it's probably easier for them to laugh at, you know, instead of maybe Electra. I love Electra, and that was my debut in opera. But you know what? It's not the best kind of opera
No.
to send a newbie to.
That's so
Yeah, you know. But if you educate people just a little bit before on what the story is, it's just a story that's being sung. And it is different in that our voices are trained to the point that we do not use microphones, we don't need them. That's a fascination as it is, you know, that this voice can make such a noise, seriously. And I mean that in the best possible way. But if you listen and get caught up in the emotion and the beauty of a voice, there is no reason why a new person can't enjoy that. There's just no reason for that. And again, do you know, talking about the optrans and the surtitles and whatnot, it was Beverly Sills who had gotten that going. She
Really?
and Tito Capobianco, yes,
Didn't know that.
they did. And Beverly Sills actually said, listen, I speak the language, but if it goes by too quickly and you lose the idiomatic phrases, you don't get the jokes, say, from the Barber of Seville or something like that. She said, I think this is so necessary. And they were right. And they did that years ago. Now, every theater has that available. So that is one of the reasons why people are afraid. Oh, I can't do that because I don't understand the language. That's one of them. The other is sometimes the price to get in. But there's so many theaters now that offer student tickets or whatever. I suggest now to everybody, just take a friend. Say, just trust me. Try it once. And you know, see where you are with that. Because when you sit in an atmosphere of an opera and the orchestra and the staging and all the production, it's overwhelming. You know, that feeling of just being engulfed in that scene. So, but good on Kip to ask that.
The picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first aria we're going to talk about is from a performance in Il Trovatore, Azucena, in La Coruña. And
Yes.
so let's have a listen, but before we do, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh my gosh, this is another wonderful theater that I love to sing, and the audience is unbelievable there. But this is a performance of the Condotta e l'era in ceppi, and this is when Azucena is finally telling Manrico what really happened back when he was just a baby. So it's a very, very dramatic aria, and in the end, unfortunately, she throws her baby in the fire and picks up the Count's son, which is Manrico. It's opera, what am I going to tell you? But it is a very moving aria, really. So this is in Coruña, and it's with my dear, dear beloved friend, Greg Kunde, tenor.
Oh my gosh, Marianne. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic performance.
Thank you for
Trovatore
sharing.
is like, it's like rock and roll opera. It is so exciting.
That's so interesting.
It is.
You say that, Kelly, but it is.
Yeah.
It's full of dynamics and a lot of cool things. You know, I can just imagine, you know, an electric guitar doing a glissando in there somewhere.
Let's
you know,
do it.
that's it. You know, that's a really cool idea.
Shall we have a
To take an opera and update it into a rock situation. I'm sure somebody has done that somewhere along the, but this would be a
Maybe.
wonderful opera to do it.
This one would, and I
Yeah.
think Barbara Seville would too. But I don't
Oh,
want to give away all
absolutely.
my secrets.
Yes,
Yes.
don't tell him. Anyway, thank you.
Kelly.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Azucena is a role that I've done for, I don't know, 150, 60 performances.
Wow.
And it's just my bread and butter, and it's a wonderful role. It really is a wonderful role. The last time I did it here in Pittsburgh was 1999.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, it was cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
So Marianne, are you ready?
What are we doing?
We are doing, it is now time for the Wheel of Opera.
Oh, Lord, I have to tell you something funny. So, on our podcast with Pittsburgh Festival Opera, I have now dropped the needle for 5 seconds and make every person that's on the podcast guess what it is. And it's
Oh,
really
gosh.
hard. So now I'm on the spot. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so now we're here at the Wheel of Opera. The lovely Desiree will spin the wheel, and on our lovely wheel there are various colors, and the colors correspond to different kinds of questions.
Okay.
So if it lands on green, the question will be about a specific opera character.
All right.
If it lands on blue, it will be opera plot as newspaper headline, which is
Oh.
my favorite category.
Mine too.
I came from this book, Opera. What's all this screaming about?
Oh, is that
That's
hysterical?
a great book.
Anyway, I'll quote you later. Okay, if it lands on purple, it'll be a question about a famous opera singer, and for you, it's a famous mezzo, of course. If it's on red, you're gonna have to spin again.
Oh, wonderful.
If it's yellow, you choose what kind of question.
Okay.
If it's orange, Desiree chooses.
Awesome.
Alright, so are we ready for
Ready?
Ready.
wheel?
Here we go.
Let her fly.
Woo! She's one.
Purple.
Purple. What do we have here?
Famous singer.
Famous singer. So, Marianne,
Yes.
this famous Italian mezzo was renowned for her performances of Amneris, Eboli, Adagisa, Santuzza, Azucena, Delilah, Carmen, but most famously sang Adagisa along with Maria Callas as Norma.
Fiorenza Cosso.
Hi.
Oh, there was not a split second of thought. You knew that.
Absolutely. Yes, I did.
Brava.
Do you know, it could have been Giulietta
I
Simeonato.
thought of
It could have been, but when you said the Norma, that was it.
We need that clincher there.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
it.
that was
And
it.
believe me, if I might just add, Cossotto, Stignani, Simeonato, and Barbieri.
Oh,
Of
yes.
course, all of them. They were all Italians. Ebbi Stignani for her just like steely sound in the voice. Simeonato for her fraseggi, her phrasing. Cossotto for the words and the drama. And Barbieri for the depth in the voice. It was incredible. And I used all four of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And never met one of them.
Oh.
Darn it. Not even Cossotto. I hope, because she's still alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would love to meet her sometime.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Fiorenza, come on.
Yes. What are you
Fiorenza.
waiting for?
Absolutely.
We're calling out to you.
Great. So I got it. What do I get?
That's a good question.
Our praise and
Do you know what might be kind of nice is a glass of champagne.
Oh.
Prosecco maybe,
yes. I have some very wonderful champagne
How did I know
chilling
that?
in the refrigerator.
Oh,
So,
I'll take that as my parting gift.
okay, we will toast you later today in the show.
Oh, that's funny. Great.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Are you ready for the next bit?
What is it?
We are now up to 15 seconds of shoes.
Oh my goodness, my favorite part.
What lady doesn't love a shoe?
That's right. Okay,
Shoes.
let's bring it on. Okay, 15 seconds of shoes.
Fantastic. Those shoes were so incredible.
I know.
Yes.
Do you know,
Always.
I completely forgot, this reminds me.
Ah.
I have a wonderful story about Marilyn Horne. When I was doing my first Amneris, I was working with her because she and my teacher were very, very good friends. And she was working with me on Amneris. And at the end of the session, she said, Marianne, you know what? For your debut, I would love to give you my shoes that I wore at the Met.
Oh my gosh.
That I wore from Amneris. And I said, you're kidding me. She said, no, I really want you to have them. Well, she sent them to me. You know, Marilyn Horne's a little.
Mm-hmm.
These were platforms this big. I couldn't do it. I would have fallen and broken my neck.
Oh Lord.
But I didn't get to use them, but I still have them.
Oh.
Isn't that an incredible story?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is.
Because it's a great, that was so much fun. And when I'm thinking, oh, I get to wear these, and I'm thinking they're little sandals. They were little sandals, all right, but they were this high. They were really too high for me. Anyway, that's my shoe story.
That's a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Maybe that was like a Marilyn Horne joke or something. She's like, let's see if she wears them.
Yeah.
She's gonna like fall down the rake.
You know
Yeah, I was thinking of ring stage too.
Mezzos aren't like that.
No,
Sopranos
that's
are.
more of a soprano.
That's
thing.
more of a soprano
I'm
thing.
sorry. That was true. You're right.
Well, that was such a fantastic story about the shoes.
Who could that be?
I don't know.
Let me go see.
I think I told everyone here in the house,
Be
don't
quiet.
knock.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Hi.
goodness, it's Eric Kochanowski,
How are
our
we?
superstar. And look who's here.
Oh, what a surprise! Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh
How are
my
you?
God! I just want to hold on to you forever.
you can.
That is incredible.
Oh,
How you doing, Anna?
good. It's great to see you.
Good to see you
Hi,
too.
honey. How are you?
Mwah. Good to see you.
Wonderful.
Good to see.
Oh,
Did you guys know this was happening?
Well, maybe.
That's it. Okay.
We just wanted to surprise you with an old
That was a
friend.
good surprise,
I
wasn't
hope so.
it? I did. I think it would look very natural.
I'm glad. That's what we shoot for.
Oh my god.
So fantastic, Eric. Well, welcome. Seeing you. It's good.
Thanks.
So good to see you.
Thank you. I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd stop in.
Oh my gosh. Do you all know the story? I don't know if you know. I've known
No.
Eric since he came out of the birth canal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I
Seriously.
didn't. I was C-section.
Well, whatever. Let's say since he was born. Can you believe that?
No.
Mhm.
We grew up in the same area, in the Saxonburg area, Cabot area. His grandmother, Burl Lucas, was one of my mother's absolute best friends.
Mhm.
And his aunt, Teresa, babysat my brothers and I. I've known this family forever. And now that is such a small world.
Yeah,
You guys didn't
Brazil
know that.
opera room.
I had no idea.
Oh
That
my
is
gosh.
We had a little
Yeah.
inkling of it, just a little.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
we did, but we didn't know the full story.
And look,
No, yeah.
and look at him
I know.
doing such great things.
Yes,
now.
he
Oh my
is.
god. Oh, I
No,
just
no.
love him. Oh, my
God,
gosh.
of course. And Marianne's mom was an organist,
Yeah.
and really encouraged me to go into music and
Yeah.
provided me with a lot of resources and had offered to give me some lessons. So she was very instrumental in me pursuing music.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And now, and that's what you're doing.
It is, yeah.
I mean, just great. Oh, Eric, it's so great to see you, sweetheart.
Oh my God, you too.
So Eric, we are so excited that you're here because you are going to be joining us with a new segment.
I am. So I think it's going to be a little bit of like Aria 412, Man in the Streets. Right?
I can see you in the streets.
Well, I don't do that anymore, but...
Are you going to be playing in the streets?
No, so I think it'll be a little bit of like reviews. So I'll be attending events and restaurants and then finding out what the citizens of Pittsburgh know about opera and maybe educating them a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what?
Oh,
Wait
I
for the
will.
phone. Yeah, the phone
Perfect.
call. PFO's going to be calling.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Stay
We'll be
tuned.
there.
Stay tuned. Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it.
That is so great.
Mm-hmm.
Will there be feathers involved?
There will always be feathers involved.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. The more feathers and sequins and maybe horned hats,
I love it.
the better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't bring too much attention to you when you go into the room.
Really,
not possible.
Marianne, I'm a wallflower.
I know you
As are you.
Yeah.
All of us, all of us.
I think that's great. What a great idea.
I think we're going to have a blast, and I hope that we'll, build an audience a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Get some new viewership.
Yeah.
And bring people to the arts,
That's right.
Very,
whether they
very
want to or
important.
not.
Yes.
That's right. But you know what? That is what we've, again, talking about the pandemic and what we have had to do. That's a great way to get out there, to get people in all kind of avenues, to bring them to 412.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And I hope to make it a little more approachable.
Yes.
Right, so that an average person who might find or be interested in attending some classical music, I'm one-on-one with someone who they would see on a stage, so it makes it a little more relatable.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Great
check out.
ideas.
So Marianne, what do you have coming up with Festival Opera and in your career?
Wow. Well, I took over Pittsburgh Festival Opera in 2019 in really December. And it's funny how the world works. I had that horrible thing happen to me with my knees and stem cells in May of 19. And that really shut me down for almost a whole year, although I did go to China and sing. But then this job came available. They came to me. And I've always wanted to run a company. I always wanted to parallel my career like Beverly Sills. Always, always, always. And it sort of had fallen in my lap, and so I took it. And in hindsight, the 2 years of lost income as a singer, if I didn't have this position, my goodness sakes, I don't even want to go there. And I've thought about that. I've thought about it many times. But I'm so grateful to be in the position of the artistic director with Pittsburgh Festival Opera, and where we've gone, at a completely different level now. And so we made it through the pandemic. We made it. There's still, this year is still, we're wondering about audiences and that kind of thing. But we wanted to take what we were doing last year and put it in this year. We found that was not really going to work for productions because we didn't know the pandemic was going on too long. So we took all of the summer festival stuff as far as Pagliacci and those productions. That's now in 2022. But the Young Artist Program was something that we wanted to maintain. We did it through a pandemic. I said we're going to do it in person. And so Mark Adamo's Liza Strada was something that we wanted to put in a parking lot outside somewhere. Again, not knowing, you have to make decisions in December, January if you're going to do a production like that. So we looked at the costs for building a stage. Oh my Lord, it was astronomical. And not knowing how many people would come. And I said, you can't put the company in jeopardy like that. So we decided we were going to make a movie. We already had done Cendrillon, Pauline Viardot's, for the kids back in February. We started that. That will come out the the 16th of July. So if you want to see that, it's on our website, pittsburghfestivalopera.org. It is so charming. I can't tell you how charming it is. Franklin Mosley, of course, is one of, he's a friend to all of us, but I know he's a big friend to 412.
Yes.
And he was phenomenal in this. They were all phenomenal, really. George Milo, Stephanie Ramos, and Emily Gallagher. And they were all really wonderful. Rob Frankenberry, also a wonderful friend to 412, is our director of the Young Artist Program, orchestrated the whole thing. Rob Frankenberry is brilliant.
Yes.
And Justin Lucero directed it, and Seamus Ricci adapted the whole thing. So that's coming out. But we decided then to do this Liza Strada as a film. We're making a real film at Carrie Furnaces. There's several, Carnegie, there's several sites that we're filming on. And then we have 3 concerts for the young artists in and around the Pittsburgh area. July 2nd is at the Carnegie in the parking lot, what I'm calling Piazza in the Park. Outside, it's beautiful. You overlook Carnegie and the gardens there. That will be at 7:30. Then July 9th is at the Shenley Tent in Shenley Square. That will be at 7:30. That's July 9th. And then July 23rd is out at the Pavilion at La Roche, the Varischetti Pavilion. And that's also in a big parking lot. And so those are all outdoors. And then this year I started something we don't have in Pittsburgh, is a concert series of major singers.
Wow.
And I said, why can't we do this?
Sure.
You can distance people in the Carnegie Music Hall. So that's what we've done. And August 3rd is Alexandra Lucian, who is a Pittsburgher, wonderful, fabulous singer. September 14th is Michael Chioldi, who is really a Pittsburgher, also from Avalon. And he's a great baritone. Then we have October 19th is Greg Kunde, who is probably to all of you, maybe, he's in my generation, but he's had a career for the past 40 years, an incredible singer. And so he'll be here for that. And then November 16th is Marjorie Owens. And she was here I've known her for quite some time, for our Wicked Wagner weekend. And so we have 4 major singers coming in and I want to continue this concert series. We don't have it.
You're right.
And Marilyn Horne, if you're watching, I'm trying to continue the art of song and recital because it is so important. It's so important. And then to finish off the year, sorry, it's probably taking too long, but it's, I wanted to utilize one of my dearest friends in this business who's from here. Kevin Glavin is such a great singer. And for a long time, he was Santa with the symphony. And then, unfortunately, when Marvin Hamish died, they didn't use him anymore in those concerts. We're doing it. Now we have Pittsburgh Festival Opera, Goes Pops, and or it's the Holiday Spectacular, and that is December 8th. So we're going to make that a tradition. That's going to be every year, Carnegie Music Hall. So that's
Congratulations.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And then of course we have the Mildred Miller voice competition, and excuse me, and then the film is coming out. The premiere is October 31st, Carrie Furnaces. It'll be on the big screen at the Carrie Furnace, and then we're having a red carpet event after.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Fantastic.
Everybody has to come in costumes.
Perfect.
Hey,
Yeah,
love
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Feathers.
Yes.
Sequence.
So that's what I'm up to with Pittsburgh Festival Opera.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That is
it's
so
exciting.
Incredible.
Exciting. But looking forward to being back on the horse next year with my contracts coming up.
Yes.
You know, I want to keep singing.
Marianne, can we persuade you to sing something for us today?
Come on.
Do you have 2 of those champagne glasses?
I have all the champagne you want.
Of course, I would love to.
Oh, yay!
Really?
What would you like to sing for us? I have to wind up an accompanist somewhere. I think I know where there's one.
Let me think. Do you know what? I have used this forever and ever and ever. It is something that is meant really a lot to me. When my mother, or actually when they saw that I had a voice, my parents saw that I was capable of singing and I was having voice lessons, my mom came to me with this piece of music. And she said, being a musician, she said, I want you to learn this beautiful piece of music, and I want you to let it be a beacon not only in your life, but in your career. And it's Climb Every Mountain. And those words I have lived by. This song has been my encore forever and ever and ever. And so I think it's apropos, because I've lived a lot of my dreams. I've been very fortunate that way, but there's still a lot out there that I would like to realize. So Climb Every Mountain.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Who are we going to get to accompany me?
I think I have
The perfect?
the perfect accompanist, my spouse, Walter Morales.
Yes.
He's accompanied me many times.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
I hope you enjoy.
There he is. All right. So we'll celebrate the growth of Aria 412, the continued growth of Pittsburgh Festival Opera, being together. Anything else?
And friendship.
Wow.
Perfect.
There we go. Wow.
Now you know it's for real.
That's it.
Right.
Good job.
Impressive.
Wow, and it's Clicquot.
Yes.
Oh,
You shouldn't have let me do
that's
this.
awesome.
Good job.
Special.
There go.
Trust of Area 442, Kelly and Desiree.
Aw,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Alright, go around. Woo, right around your pieces.
It's so nice to see you,
Wonderful.
sweetheart.
You too, Emma.
Oh, love you.
Cheers.
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 Thank you. To music and opera
Yes.
and love and friendship, and let's get out.
Yes.
Cheers.
Oh, there's no business like show business like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. That's almost Ethel like it. Wow.
Yes, there you go. You got it.
That's it. Oh.
Awesome.
Oh,
Cheers. Oh, wonderful.
keep going.
It's awesome.
That's
It is
wonderful.
good.
That's one of the
Yeah.
best
Oh, it's
champagnes ever.
Love to do